everyone, to session 62 of The Space Between. Our recap for last time was written by Avery in the voice of Zeke. And as he's not here quite yet, I'll just read it off for him. He titled it Section 61, Great Explosion, Murder God Dynamite. 2 charges and 1 good time right around the corner. We placed our first charge outside of the ingress point for the base. With both charges placed, we hacked the terminal, bypassing the activation sequence for the bots, gaining access for the doors, and... wait. Bot incoming. We made our way back to the shuttle. If only we can wait for these roving bots to make their way back to their cradles, then they will be temporarily out of our way. For now, we'll attempt to hide in the shuttle in case they choose to roam into the hangar while we wait them out, unless they're just going to revoke all the access we just collected. We made our move to shut them down and found ourselves exactly where we didn't want to be, in the middle of 5 security bots that were supposed to be inactive. Upside down face. That is a good summary. So, yes, we left last time on the note of the 5 of you being in the middle of 5 of them, with no sign of the demolition charge that you had planted. And we rolled initiative, and I believe we got it all sorted out by the end. Though I don't think we decided whether Cherry or Eva was going to go first. Between the 2 of them, Bo rolled the highest initiative. But I guess you guys have a minute or so to decide while Bo thinks about what to do, or Ethan thinks what to do about Bo.
Well, I do have a question.
Okay.
Is Cherry in a position where she could access that terminal right now? And
That is a good question.
The follow-up there and the intention behind it is we had prepared a handful of hacks for different situations, and I'm wondering if any of those could be helpful. The beauty of preparing them is that they only take a main action to actually put in and apply.
Mm-hmm.
So it is something we could do in combat if any of them are actually combat relevant.
That is quite true. Let's see. So, let me think for a second. I'm trying to recall. Let me pull this up here. I don't remember off the top of my head about every single type of action. Yeah, that one's a main action. So, go ahead. Danielle, if you're in a position to roll me a luck save for Cherry.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay. She is in luck. She is close enough. She's close enough to the terminal that she can duck over to that thing, and she can try to try to execute a hack on her slab without having to run away from one of the bots and provoke its free attack or whatever.
Okay. Unfortunately, I know we already did the suppressed bots, and clearly that didn't do anything.
It did something.
You may have to tell us what that is later, because I don't believe you.
I I am I well, I mean, what I can tell you what it I already told you that it did, which is that it disabled the automatic, you know, activation, bot activation response.
Uh-huh. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see anything that could help because we didn't get any information about turrets yet. So and we'd only planned to suppress them, not to subvert them. Um, we could control the doors, lock them in here, and then teleport out.
I
You do
think
still have
Avery was about
control.
out of all effort.
He was running low, but let's see. Let me pull him up here. Uh,
Yes, Ethan.
oh, would you look at that? He's got zero effort. No, kidding. No, he has still got 3 uncommitted effort, and it only costs
Nice.
one effort for each. What's it called? Only costs him 1 for each teleportation of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, by the way, that is another problem that I didn't mention earlier. I didn't get the chance to mention earlier when you guys were talking about bot scrapping. That still costs him effort to do,
Mm-hmm.
and so his telekinetic armory is just, it costs him 1 while he maintains it, but he can always get that back, and he can fight for as long as he wants on that 1 effort.
So, can we tell at a glance if these security doors look like they would keep the bots in? Or do you want me to use a main action with Eva to try and make that assessment? Make a skill check, basically.
You're saying whether the doors would keep them in, like whether the doors are sturdy enough to keep them in?
Yeah, if they got locked in here and they tried to escape, could this room keep them contained, basically?
Let's see. I'd say without needing to take an action and do a skill check or anything, I'd say that her quick glance, she knows they wouldn't just be able to, smash the door down immediately. Depending on what kind of firepower they've got, they might be able to eventually, destroy the door, damage it enough to get it open. But it is a pretty sturdy door.
Okay. And I guess my last question is, because I've taken up enough time here, were any of the line shunts that were necessary to maintain hacks indefinitely in this room?
Yes, one of them is on is near the terminal on the wall.
So we're gambling on the security bots, not knowing that that needs to go, because once they get rid of that, the lock on the doors goes. Okay. Danielle, you following my train of thought there?
I think so. Just tell me what I need to roll.
Well, is it something that we want to do to try locking them in here so that we can return to camp, hope that the room holds them like longer than a few minutes, let ourselves regroup and regather back at camp, and then come back and see what the damage is? 'Cause
Um,
that's my current thinking.
Oh,
I
I'll
guess it should be thankful that the current thinking isn't let's try and fly this thing out of here and
Oh,
never return.
okay, so then you don't want my alternatively.
What is your alternatively?
And
Alternatively, we could teleport
Uh-huh.
into the hangar, lock the bots in here, teleport into the hangar, and hack the cruiser, and fly it out of here.
I think I do have some tidbits that are relevant. I don't want to guide you guys too strongly in a particular direction, but just a couple, I think, relevant reminders that your characters would be painfully and presently aware of.
Happy to hear
Um,
them.
One, the the thing that prompted you to suddenly teleport the group back into the security room was that there were a couple of bots that looked like they were about to start fiddling with the maintenance terminal and deal with whatever was going wrong in the system.
True.
So you would expect that if you went back to your campsite and took very much time at all to recuperate, they would at the very least become fully aware of what's going on with the system.
Okay, that
And
actually gives us a
take
little bit
some
more
measures to.
information, because the security boss told the maintenance boss to go take care of that. I'm going to make a bold assumption that the security boss wouldn't know what to do with the line shunt in the security room. That's what the maintenance bots are for. So my alternatively is we teleport back to the hangar, scrap the maintenance bots, and whatever security bots remain roaming, or just the maintenance bots and leave it at that, and then we take our time. This is getting more far-fetched and convoluted. And we also don't really have a lot of time to decide it in character. I just don't want to have Eva decide something that you all hate.
Oh, Bo's got a decision.
Yeah,
So does Pete.
Bo is going first here. Obviously, you guys are welcome to discuss a bit. Now, Pete goes after the security bots, but he will get.
But before Zeke.
He does go before Zeke, yeah, so he'll get the chance to make a choice there.
I mean, maybe it was good that Zeke rolled so terribly on his alert.
Yeah, certain people were rubbing their hands together gleefully when he rolled so low.
I forget. He does have alertness, right? He took that, right?
Yes, he does have
Okay.
alert. He rolled a 1 and then a 3.
And
Or
even if
actually,
you
it was
gave him the +1, it wouldn't help him at all.
yeah, I was gonna say it was a 3 and then a 1. So yeah, I didn't even bother to bump him up because it didn't matter.
All right.
I should do it just out of the principle of the thing. Let him feel that measly little point of initiative for
Feel the power.
his cost. So, Ethan, have you got a decision for Bo? He is in melee range with a couple of the bots.
Okay, that was the only question I had.
Yeah.
So Bo will pull out his mag pistol. He said in melee range of 2 of them.
Yes.
So I guess I'm gonna be able to disengaging.
6 to 1, half dozen to the other.
So yeah, then just pull out mag pistol and go to blast one of them.
Righty.
Say, ooh, boy, I've been waiting for this.
So Cherry is definitely going to be looking to Eva, by the way, for
Okay.
Captain Lee direction.
Eva is
Okay.
frantically looking around at the situation and trying to assess, and part of her decision is going to be based on what this does. This being Bo's mag pistol.
Yeah, so Bo even accounting for. Now let's see. Let me just double check something. Does he have close combatant?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So yeah, completely disregarding the normal -4 that he would have been suffering for being surrounded by bots close range. Whips that sucker out, puts it right up on this bot's little chassis, and blasts a sizable hole through what seems to be a pretty important part. It staggers, but it keeps coming after him.
Get wrecked.
Okay, so
That didn't sound very wrecked to me.
Got a big old hole in it.
That's fair. Still
Definitely
sketch.
significantly damaged. But
There's at least 12 hit points. Got it.
does have a minimum of 12 to begin with, yes.
okay.
In this,
And you hit on at 20.
yes, you do hit with a 20 also. That's good to know.
I mean, yeah, of course you hit on a nat 20, right?
Well, that was a dirty 20, but yes.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Oh, have you never heard it called that?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
Really?
Ethan,
No.
I'm not crazy, am I? That's what they call it, a dirty 20?
Oh, yeah.
It's a dirty
100%.
20 if you had to like use any kind of way to like fudge the numbers, basically, right?
I don't think it's about fudging the numbers. I think it's
I
about
mean, it's just differentiating from a natural 20. So
yeah.
if someone doesn't
That's
just
what
do
I'm
a
saying.
20,
Sorry,
and
I don't
then
mean like fudge it
Yeah.
as in like you cheated.
Yeah,
I
you
mean
Yeah,
add to
fudge
the
it as
roll.
in
anything without the dice roll.
right.
Yeah, because he rolled a 9, but he has plus 11 to hit.
Pew pew.
All right.
So yes, he pewed his first pew. And
I don't like that.
Okay, sorry.
Eva draws her pistol and moves to cover Cherry, even though you said that Cherry's got positioning. She's doing it for the moral support effect.
Okay.
Oh, can you please roll for that? Because I want to know exactly how "Oh Captain, my Captain" Cherry is about this moment.
I
Yeah,
actually
so
have a question first. Did we
Okay.
already do subvert doors?
Yes. So
Oh.
the hack is done. So all Cherry's going to need to do is, she just needs to connect with her black slab and manipulate the doors.
Okay, so she didn't actually have to be in this room for that, does she?
No.
Does she need to do
You do
any-
not sound happy to say that, Ben.
Well, I was just thinking. I will say under normal circumstances, no. And yeah, as far as you can tell, no. I'll just say I think because Cherry would know this, potentially, especially the more locked down the system becomes, or if they take any sort of intervention, the further you are from the thing you're trying to access, there's the possibility of networks getting segregated or firewalled or something,
Yeah.
and you getting locked out. So being closer is definitely far better for issuing this kind of a command. You don't think that any of them have gotten in there and done stuff like that yet, but just for future reference.
Okay, so I would like to make a skill check as an aid another action, and we'll do this with will Cherry will Cherry and the GM allow int lead, or do you want charisma lead?
I'll allow an int lead.
Will Cherry?
What is an
Will
int
Cherry
lead?
allow it? Let's not give Cherry a
Well,
choice here.
Danielle was looking for a number, a roll to kind of, see how. I'll do them separately.
Okay, I was gonna say let's see the roll and see if it. I think that's what what she was talking about. How inspiring is this?
Yeah, it's not. I don't want to have you roll for how successful you are in like stepping forward. I'm just saying, like, I want to know the effect it has on Cherry.
Right. All right. So, yeah, she draws her pistol, her laser pistol, menacingly, and she seems to have assessed the situation towards a conclusion. She tells Cherry, She already knows that we have control of the doors. She tells Cherry, get control of the cameras, transfer them to your slab. Zeke, as soon as she's done there, teleport us back to the hangar.
Okay, rattled it off. So
Mhm.
Wait, seize the cameras?
she's
Not
saying
the
not just
doors?
lock the door, go ahead and seize the cameras because you're saying she
Well,
can lock the doors from somewhere
oh
else.
yeah, I guess does Cherry have to like do any kind of action to actually act on her subvert? So let me spell it out of character because Eva's gonna ramble a little bit more uh in rapid
Yeah.
pace. Basically, thought process here is uh get cameras so that we can see what else is coming once we get into the hangar. The hangar is a much better choke point than us all being scattered in this little room here. Um, and lock them in here, set off the explosive. We're outside. Sorry, lock them in here, teleport us, then set off the explosive. We're not at risk of getting hit by it. We do some collateral and incidental damage to them. We might actually take some of them out. And if all goes perfectly, we only have to deal with the 2 missing security bots and whatever the maintenance bots do. If things don't go quite so perfectly, we at least have cameras to see what's coming.
Just say from the last session, I think that's all to plan, but we kind of also put some charges right outside the door. So, I mean, why would we necessarily stop at the hangar and not just go outside so that we're kiting through both of our explosives?
The reason she wants to stop in the hangar is because there are maintenance bots fiddling with Cherry's line shunts in the hangar, or with the terminals there, and she wants to interrupt them so that they don't interrupt Cherry's control over the facility.
Mm.
Sounds good. Just making sure we
I had
remember what we
forgotten
just got
about
off on
Yeah.
too.
I had forgotten about the outside explosives, so thank you for reminding me of that. But I still think that Eva wants to go to the hangar and make a stand there. And if we need to, Zeke conserve effort so that we can withdraw and use the backup explosives.
So we've got uh so Cherry manipulating your subversion of the doors, doing something like getting into the system and locking one of the doors. That is going to take a main action.
Okay.
Um but so would executing the hack that she had one of the hacks that she had prepared.
Uh, will Eva doesn't know the turn order, so I can look at that and say, yeah, that's fine. That'll all work out perfectly.
Um well, let's not get too worried about that. I think it's reasonable to, it's an abstraction of how quickly the different characters are reacting. So
Uh-huh.
it's, you know, I, I'm not gonna
No,
fuss about if you,
I'm
but
not
if
getting
if you
twisted up,
want
and
to.
I'm chuckling about how it still works out perfectly, but Eva's still going to say get control of the cameras, uh, and then lock them in here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
It just happens to
Um,
work out that the order that I think Eva wants to do that, because she wants Cher to get those camera controls before we get teleported
mhm,
out. It
yeah.
it's funny to me that it works out perfectly. She'll be able to act again before they can try and move out of the open doors, and she'll be able to close the
Hmm.
doors.
Yeah, I got you.
It just goes to show how good Cherry actually is. So I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and roll Eva's assist with int lead,
Okay.
and this is to give Cherry the absolute best chance at succeeding this hack.
All right. And then I'm going to do a modifier of
Hmm,
1 on my program and do what, 3d6?
Yeah. So first of all, I mean,
that didn't make
so
it.
that did not make the cut.
No.
Mm,
In fact, let me double. I'm double checking the numbers here, um, because this is a subvert.
Yeah.
If the
Um,
roll failed, does Zeke have an alternate outcome to spare? I'm not able to look at his sheet just yet.
Uh,
I wouldn't. You're running a
see,
little bit low.
it's possible if you don't, but you're down to 3 right now, so you've got, that would
Yeah, I
bring you
don't
down
think
to 2.
that's too low.
Yeah. Eva's role isn't the important one. Cherry's is.
Yeah, and because you do need you need one of those 3 if you want to activate your telekinetic armory once it gets to your turn. And just basically hold that effort to keep your armory online.
I think he's planning on extricating us. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, knowing he's got 3, we got to hold on to it. Make it sure.
What do I need to hit to give her a +1, Ben? I do
So I
have
was trying to remember
Eva's
that.
reroll.
Yeah, because I want to say I got a little mixed up because of the shuttle programming, but if I'm remembering right, Cherry did she do 2 hacks on the whole building? There was the
Suppress bots and subvert doors.
suppress, right.
We hadn't
So
gotten to the takeover facility question yet.
yeah, exactly. So I believe you could possibly hit it because this would be that would have been a +1. So this one would be a +2, which would make it a 15.
I'm gonna reroll. Eva's trying to make a real smart sounding showing here.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled low. No. Let me reroll that.
Oh yeah, true. That's wrong
Yeah.
skill. Yeah, get those low dice out of the way on the wrong roll.
Yeah, it ended up being same.
Oh.
Yeah.
The dice didn't want it this time. All right, so
So no +1, Danielle, but Eva does. She is hitting a 12 in sounding like she knows what she's saying on this roll.
yes, and she is rattling off a lot of leadery sounding stuff as the bots are whirring to attention and turning and engaging with the group, and Bo's mag pistol just went off nearby, blasting a hole through a bot.
Carrie shouts, "Yes, ma'am," and then does as she's told.
Nice. So I think that brings us to Cherry's turn. Oh, well, would you look at that?
Heck yeah.
I don't need no stinking +1.
What do you know? Look at her just knocking it out first roll. Nailed her luck save, nailed her program check. Cherry has suddenly got camera feeds pouring in, buffering on her black slab. I guess I should have narrated just a little bit of detail. So Cherry, hurried over. She's ducking a swing from a bot as Eva tries to run interference also, and Cherry, smacks her little black slab connector into the terminal and frantically executes the hack that she had prepared, preloaded, and is rewarded by the appearance of camera feeds on the sidebar of her tablet there.
Fantastic.
So well done. She does still technically have a move action and any on turn stuff she wanted to do, but I don't know if you had other stuff you wanted at the moment.
I don't think so.
Okay, so because I think you had, that was your main action. Very good. So Cherry, it is now to the security bots.
Fantastic.
And they have skipped straight past their whatever protocols they had for initial engagement, since they have been fired upon. So there's no halt, identify yourselves. these are These are somewhat more sophisticated than that. And
They said I got this.
yeah.
I know exactly what to do in
Let's
this
see.
situation.
Yeah. So, okay, we're going to yeah, I think this is what they're gonna do. So, uh, the bots had been, in these few moments, they've been assessing the situation, and the two near Bo, um, they produce these extendable little rods and try to jab him with them.
Would you say prod him with them?
Yes, actually.
Is cowboy therefore treat like cow?
All right. Let's see here. I think
Nice one,
this will come
Robert.
out right. Okay. What is Bo's
Yep.
armor class for the class?
What is it?
If you said it, I didn't hear, but
18.
all right. So, yeah, this one is trying to get him, but his armor manages to dissipate the shock that it releases with a spark when it hits him. All right, the other one does hit him for 6 damage, gives him a hefty jolt. And they,
Right.
as the others are also executing their attacks, several of them, they do call out in a fairly monotone voice, "Stop! Surrender yourself." Let's see. The other ones. Let's see. One of them's gonna go after. Yeah, definitely Pete. Okay, which misses. One will go for Cherry.
Even though Eva's
No.
trying to interpose.
Yeah, she does try, but
Hmm.
it looks like um that will I think that will hit her with a 17 to hit
Yeah.
for 5 damage. And the last one will go for Eva. Ooh,
Yep, that hits.
an 8. Yep, that's the right number. And it is Pete's turn.
Oh, you didn't link our hit points on the pog.
Oh, what?
I think I
Yeah.
linked mine.
I was gonna say, I don't think I made all your pugs.
Oh, well, you're still the GM that has the access to those specific controls.
Hold on a second. That should be. Where's the oh, this thing.
Like we
I
can
didn't realize.
change the values in the boxes, but we can't actually link those values to our hit points. So that when you change
It should be
the circle, it's
linked.
okay. I'll check.
Yours represents Eva Mulligan. I
All
don't know
right,
which one you wanted to be.
that did it. Perfect. Was it
Yeah,
already
I guess.
linked before you? Oh, that.
No, I just added the attribute.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I forgot that you guys can't do that to your own tokens.
Interesting. Now it's not letting me update it. It's saying 35 on the token, but not on my sheet is updated now. Ew.
He decided he did not like you anymore.
But he gave me immortal hit points. They can't go down.
So if you enter the number in the circle and then hit enter or something, it doesn't change it?
Usually you can just do plus. Okay, now it's working fine. You might have been in it and the roll20 was bugging out.
Mm.
All right, cool.
Makes sense. All right, Pete is up.
Is Pete in range of the bot that stabbed at Eva?
Yes.
Then he is going to crush that bot. Well,
Alright.
more like stab it with his sword. But
He's seeing
Alright.
red because
Hopefully
that one
oh
obliterate
yeah, eyes are red.
it.
murder mode has been activated.
Oh, absolutely.
We love to see it.
Okay, that is a hit.
That is low damage. That's a nat 1.
That is low,
Aw.
unfortunately. So
I'm trying to
somewhat of a
decide should I re-roll that, but I don't think that. Wait, that's not the warrior class.
no, you can you can force it to hit, but it already hit in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, no damage manipulating for you, unfortunately. But so you strike somewhat of a glancing blow, but due to the power of your weapon, even such a glancing blow is not to be shrugged
Oh
off
yeah,
too
plus 3
lightly.
shock value.
So
I think that should
Yeah,
actually
Wait,
be
why
5
is my
shock.
skill 0 for shock value?
let's see here. Let's look at Pete.
What?
What's going on in his character sheet?
I think
Also keep in mind that the boosted mod on that blade affects both damage and shock.
Which one is the monoblade sword the one that's boosted?
Oh, I must have never
Yeah.
increased shock.
Yeah, let's see.
Huh?
So
That's odd.
because it should be oh, I don't have that page of the book
I have the sheet
handy.
up. I'm the document up. I'm pulling up shock damage.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the monoblade sword has a base of 1 shock. Because the way it works, it's like it's basically your minimum damage. Let's see. Yeah,
Monoblade
medium
is
advanced,
2.
right? Okay, yeah, so it is 2.
Yeah. And then plus your attribute that adds to shock. If I'll double check. I'm pretty sure Armsman also adds your skill bonus. Yeah, Armsman specifically adds your skill bonus to shock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have your shock should be
Yeah, I forgot to check the checkbox on plus skill then when I added it. Okay.
let's see. It's interesting. Why is it showing 3?
So that's plus 3. So it's 2 plus 1 for attribute plus 3. So it should be 6 shock.
Well, now I will actually point out. So in this case, you don't have the thing that makes it work against all armor classes, does it? Because this bot is actually too it has too high an armor class for your shock.
Gotcha.
But yeah, definitely want to because I think if you have Armsman, you definitely want to check the little plus skill check box if you haven't already.
Does the
Sorry, I got
18
distracted by a daughter in a precarious position. What were you saying, Ben?
That you do, there is that plus skill checkbox for each of your melee weapons that you'll want to toggle.
Okay.
But you do your 5 damage for certain.
Yay.
Score sparking line through the bot's chassis.
I'm not sure that 5 damage is correct either. Because the die rolled a 1, got
Oh,
+1 from attribute, and then +2 from boosted. That's 4 already. What's your skill level? Your stab skill?
his is +3. So yeah, he's definitely
Yeah.
missing. Let's see. Yeah, let me mark. I'll go in and mark the plus skill for him. So it should have been 8 damage actually. Yeah, because he needs the +3 for his stab skill.
Yeah.
So that is a more significant hit. When it's still not down, but did a good chunk to it.
Sorry, I
Squirrely
had to step
movement.
away because the kiddo's been cranky. What about the 5 may be incorrect on the sword?
So it's actually 8, so it's better than you thought. It looks like you already added in the boosted to the damage because you had it as 1d8 plus 3, which
Oh, it's +4.
yeah. So you've got actually I'm not sure. You've got a few.
I've got a few things that are wrong, apparently.
Yeah, let's see. So
Okay.
plus.
Well, it's
Oh,
not like we've ever
because
gotten
you've
into
got
combat for me to fix it.
yeah, you got dexterity, so that's an extra +1. So that's why you got +1 for the let me see. Let's actually just do this.
I just posted
+2.
it in Roll20.
Yeah. Um yes,
Oh,
exactly.
wow.
So that makes it 2, 4, 5, 8 at a minimum.
+8?
Well, if you roll a 1, so it's +7.
Yeah, +7, okay.
So yeah,
Okay. I'll take that.
nice hefty bunch of damage, and it should automatically calculate the shock damage for you with all of that stuff. All right. That brings us down to Zeke's turn. Now, for Zeke, I have a feeling I know what you're going to do. Let me just double check here what your action economy looks like for it.
I think
You were
I don't want to do the telekinetic armory thing. I think his plan was just to move us to the hangar for now.
okay. I was going to say, the telekinetic armory is on turns. So you just get to do that kind of for free as long as it's your turn. It would still tie up one of your effort, but
Is it like redeemed the effort or just
it just
like
holds it. So as soon as
okay?
you turn off your telekinetic armor, you get that effort right back.
And it doesn't it boost his AC too?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
most important thing I think it does for you.
yeah. Then I
Um,
think I'm not looking at his sheet, so yeah, I do think he would go ahead and proc telekinetic armory and
okay.
intending to reclaim the effort if needed and teleport us to the hangar.
All right. So I'm guessing is whereabouts are you wanting to put everybody? Do you want to put them close to the maintenance terminal or give some distance for to be at gun range?
They would never expect us back in the shuttle, would they?
Well,
No, because they probably didn't know that you were there in the first place. So it depends on if you want that will delay you a little bit in getting at the maintenance terminal.
I don't know. It feels right. Does anyone object?
Eva's saying it as if we're making a stand in the hangar bay.
All right, then. He's going to be centrally in the room then. Whatever would
Okay.
give us the best advantage on the maintenance bots. and facing them, ideally.
Sounds good.
Or
Yeah.
It's where we seem to think they have been.
Yeah, get you close enough to approach if you need to, but far enough that you're not immediately in smacking range of them.
No smacking.
Yeah, so let's see
Maintenance
this.
knows maintenancing.
Yep, yep.
Oh goodness. Let's see. I don't think that affects the. Yeah, that does not. So you get to. Where is the thingy? There it is. Yeah. So you get to teleport as a move action. On turn, you've gone ahead and turned on your telekinetic armor. Do you like that to be visible or invisible?
We'll go invisible for now.
Okay. And everyone is yoinked abruptly from this room and finds themselves in the middle of the hangar.
He
And
probably
Oh.
would have given them a heads up with facile mind, just to clarify that, I guess.
yeah, I got you.
Just those he could have. Right, Pete wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Pete's just dragging his monoblade out of the chassis of this bot, and then poof, he's swinging it through open air in the hangar. And now Zeke still has his main action.
So I can't look at telekinetic armory, but how can I use it to assault one of these robots?
You would do an attack roll. You'd roll. You've got a +6 to hit, which looks like it's correct. And yeah,
What's it, 2d6 or?
it's 1d10 +3.
Oh, okay. I'm not on roll 20. I can roll that honor system like, or if y'all want to roll for me, that's fine.
Yeah, I'd rather probably rather click it if that's all right with you.
That's fine.
All right. Let's see. I guess I don't know if anybody else has access if they wanted a non-GM to click the button.
How dare you?
Someone we trust, please roll a d10.
Or yeah, D20. Dex,
I guess
do you
that
have
Oh, is it a
access?
10 or a 20?
Dex then.
Oh, so the D10 is the damage. The D20 is to see if
Okay,
you
yeah.
hit.
All right, yeah.
Okay, it doesn't automatically hit. Got it.
Look at armory range. Looks like it is already set up.
Nice.
Ready to click it? Or ready for me to click it?
Yeah, go for it. Oh, wait.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Which kind of bot were you going after? One of the two security bots that you guys see standing there, or the maintenance bot that is at the terminal?
The ugly one.
The ugly one.
So rude.
So helpful.
Eva, when we get there and looking around, I don't know if she's got time to actually say anything before Zeke attacks a bot.
No.
Okay.
Nope. He almost
He went in with
before
that plan.
Okay.
Yeah. He has barely finished materializing when he fires off a telekinetic blast. Yeehaw indeed.
Unfortunately, you picked the wrong person to trust with the roll.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think
That
that's gonna hit
one.
anything.
So as you all are getting your bearings in the hangar, a bright flash of light and an explosion of sparks and and electricity, the maintenance terminal just is obliterated.
Oh no. I mean, maybe
Sure.
yay?
Oops.
Cherry yells out, "What is wrong with you?"
I was imagining Zeke like getting propulsed backwards by just
Recoil.
yeah.
Yeah, you can say he's definitely thrown off balance because he tried to fire it off a little too quickly before he'd really gotten his feet under him in the new room as
Should we
he's still
say yeethaw?
That was nothing like what the book said.
Jennifer Moons would have written that better.
So yeah, quite a quite an explosive turn from Zeke here. I can't think of any other on turn stuff that you've got that you'd want to use. Um,
No, I can't be wasting effort right now.
yeah, got you. Okay, that brings us back to Bo.
Okay, so what robots can we see from here?
There are 2 security bots turning on the lot of you, and then there's a maintenance bot that was standing in front of the maintenance terminal and has now rolled away a short distance from the sparking and smoking maintenance terminal. And then there are a couple other assorted looking maintenance bots that that are activated, but you're not exactly sure what they were doing, if anything.
How far away are the security bots?
Let's say about 10 meters.
Okay, so both are within movement range.
Within wedding range?
Both are within Ace movement range once they have their turn.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter then. I'll shoot one of them. I'm switching to my shear rifle.
Okay.
Rotate,
Nice.
shoot one.
So Bo is quickly swapping out guns in a flurry of metal and holsters. Brings the shear rifle to bear. All right. Now that is a natural 20.
Absolutely insane.
Mr. 34 over there.
Now, you're mixing adjectives. If unnatural 20s are dirty, then a natural 20 has to be clean.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's a clean 20, all right.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Hey, every derogatory term doesn't need an opposite complimentary term to balance it out.
What world do you live in?
A chaotic one, apparently.
I pray for you.
Appreciate it. So yeah. Let's see here. I actually did need to do something real quick that I didn't do yet. Okay. So Bo lifts his rifle up to his shoulder, pulls the trigger several times in rapid succession, and in utter silence, one of the 2 bots just it does the anime thing where parts of it just slide off along diagonal lines, and it just collapses into a pile of bot.
Along diagonal lines.
Yeah, so like the little
Like
like half of its head just scrapes along the other half and then collapses to the ground, while other parts are just doing the same thing in other directions.
That's when you know it's high sci-fi or comedy sci-fi, because vertical is clearly horror. You get that sliding down from each other effect, and horizontal is pure cartoon comedy, because a thump on the ground makes them all jump and then restack. But diagonal, that's the sweet spot. Anime, high fantasy, high sci-fi. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm glad I've landed on the right tone under your dissection of which
my
angle
my
was
dissection
used.
of your dissection of the robot.
Exactly.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm clearly on a tangent to run today. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're having fun. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it.
There,
I'm not chuffed.
well,
Oh yeah.
yeah. They'll say, "Tell me to surrender. I'm having a great time."
Was he gonna do anything else?
Goodness, can I do anything?
Yeah, good move. Go for maximum disrespect.
Where are all the maintenance spots? I guess is it like us on one side and there,
Yeah, you guys
and
are
on
kind
the
of in the
opposing
middle.
side of the hangar?
Yeah, you guys are a little more towards the middle of the hangar, and they're all over by the maintenance terminal and kind of along the wall, pretty near their charging stations, and they're pretty much looking at you guys like and unreactive. You can think about that. Meanwhile, Eva, you can go ahead and take your turn.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I guess is there cover anywhere?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same
Not
question.
really, no.
Yeah.
No, it's wide
I was
open.
kind of thinking that it was pretty open, safe for the ships.
Yeah, you
Okay.
could. You're a little ways away from. You're maybe a couple turns worth of movement from one of the cruiser's landing gears that would provide you plenty of cover. But other than that,
And I guess did we
Tool
teleport
chest.
like in the arrangement we were? So I'm still to the front ish of the party.
yeah, you guys are in a huddle.
So I guess I'm still trying, or if I'd move any, I'd move in front of people.
Okay.
I guess
Yeah, you
try
can.
to keep our front line.
Yeah, you can step in front of someone and try to shield them a little bit from the security bots.
So who had the detonator?
Probably Bo, unless he handed it off to someone.
Can Eva get that from him?
No.
That would be an Ethan question. I think, like logistically, like action wise or whatever. I want to say that's like, I think it's like on turn to drop something. So
I think so. And then the main, I think, to pick or something. Picking up stuff is crazy. But yeah, I guess I can drop it then.
But
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
it be a
move
main
action.
action to just pickpocket
So it's
unresisted?
So it's like a move action to pick it up. So if you guys are working together, I don't mind basically treating that like a handoff.
Okay.
You guys are standing close enough to each other. I'm not gonna.
All right. Yeah.
Split hairs about it.
Eva.
Assuming Bo hands it off.
Eva immediately, reassessing as we're out here. The maintenance bot is no longer trying to fix that terminal, right?
Doesn't look like it. At least not in the same way it was trying a minute ago.
Okay, so as long as that didn't actually interrupt the hacks, then that was a good failure. And Eva will ask. She looks over the terminal, and as she's saying, "Bo, give me the detonator." Eva, do you still have all the hacks? Or Cherry, do you still have all the hacks? You know what? Maybe Eva said Eva. Who knows?
It's in a rush.
Yeah, she's not used to this, but she is living in the moment. She's actually enjoying this despite all how preppy and nerdy and like careful she always seems to try to be.
Nice. Cherry is gonna have to plug back into to be able to tell if she's still got access to the hacks or tap a data line with her phase tap.
Okay. Then Eva will follow that with give me cameras in the security room and lock the doors. And she takes the detonator from Bo. And if that's a move action, don't think I can ready
You know what?
anything.
I'm gonna change what I just said.
Okay.
That feels a little silly. There would be wireless capability built into the system in this building. It wouldn't be like a public Wi-Fi or anything, but since Cherry had hacked to subvert control of both doors and cameras, I will grant her, alongside that, some wireless access to those functions.
Okay.
So she'll be able to check when she has a moment to glance at her slab to confirm she's got that.
Okay. What kind of action will it be to trigger the detonator?
That would basically be on turn. That's a very simple thing. Just click a button.
Would you then allow Eva to hold her main action? Well, she can't do that. If she had to use a move action to take the detonator, would you allow her to use her main action as a move action to hold an action to do the instant once she's got confirmation from Cherry that that they're locked in the room? You know what?
Sorry.
I'm
All right. You're
complicating this too much. I think Eva just takes the detonator and asks those questions of Cherry. I don't think I'm going to try and ready up to blow the detonator. I'll just deal with it on her next turn.
okay. If you want, I was gonna say you were rattling off a bunch of different types of actions, but I was just gonna clarify. Holding an action takes your move,
Mm-hmm.
but what you're saying is you're just going to do the rest of your actions. Whatever you say they are later in the round is an instant. That would include on turn stuff. If you've still got
Yeah,
your main action, you could do that.
true, it does. Yeah, just the rest of
So
their actions.
yeah,
Uh, okay, yeah, then I will do that. So I'll convert my main into a move. And Eva
I'm
will hold the detonator uh, uh, until Cherry's got eyes to see that the bots are all clustered up inside the room.
okay. You're saying convert your main into a move. You're saying like you're going to hold your action but also move.
Well, didn't you say it's a move action to take the item?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Um,
Yeah, I figured I
yeah.
was using
Okay.
my move
Yeah.
for
I
pickup
see what you're
action.
saying. Yeah. Okay. Roger. Good to go. So Eva is holding on to the detonator, waiting to blow it up if she thinks she needs to. All right, Cherry's turn.
Oof. All right. Um,
She's got her black slab and her wireless connection to the facility's network for the purpose of using her subverted systems.
I know I'm trying to find the list of hacks that I prepared.
Oh, to see if you want to do another one or get
Yeah.
ready to do another one. Yeah, to do another one of those, you will need to go ahead and hook back into a data line. But just to use the
Okay.
ones you've already got, I'm going to let you do that wirelessly because that
Okay. So
feels that feels right.
the ones I've already done are suppress bots, subvert doors, right?
Mm-hmm. And
And
for
subvert
cameras.
cameras.
And subvert cameras. Okay. And you said I tried to subvert the bots before and that didn't seem to do anything.
Well, so you suppressed the bots, so you can see on your black slide if you're taking a look here, you can see that the automated bot response suppression is still in place.
Okay. Can I disable that?
Um, you could. So that's gonna be
Do I
a
have
main
to
action.
roll like yeah, I know. I know
Okay.
it's an action, but what's the like what would I have to roll to make it happen?
No, you wouldn't need to roll anything to make it happen because the hard part was
Okay.
was executing the hack, but just turning it off would be fine. Can I ask what you're wanting to accomplish by turning it off?
I'm wanting to get the bots to stop fighting.
Oh, okay. So, yeah,
Guessing I can't do that.
no.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm not sure. Uh, I I guess I'm not explaining stuff very clearly with the hacking and whatnot. Um, with the bots specifically. But let me try one last time, I guess.
It's okay.
You you were able to suppress basically like an alarm system that would activate bots in response to, you know, whatever things in the system were set to activate that. You did suppress that. That does not disable every bot in the facility and make it impossible to turn it on.
Gotcha.
We
So those are
suppress the ADT that calls the bots,
Okay.
yes. That's a good
not the
that's a good
bots.
way to put it in modern terms.
I'm starting to think I'm not very good at being a hacker.
It's a complex system. It's a gamified system, but also complex.
Yeah, and there were lots of moving parts here. Um, but you've got control of the doors, cameras, and so that's already huge.
So right now, Eva is wanting to see what's inside the security room and also make sure there's no other bots, and also wants the doors to the security room closed and locked. Is that something
Okay.
that Cherry can do?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yes, those are things that Cherish currently has control over.
I'm not trying to tell you that that's what you must do, but that's what Eva is calling out for.
Didn't I didn't take it that way.
Okay, thank you.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So yeah, Cherry is tapping away, swiping on her tablet. Um, she gets video feed of the inside of the security room pulled up and sees the
Okay.
security bots. Uh, a couple of them turning, looking around. Their movements seem confused. Given that, in fact, one of them seems like it's just pulling its, stun rod back from having jabbed it or swung it through the air. Um, and a couple of them are turning towards the door that would lead to the hallway. But you quickly get into the doors system and make sure that both doors to the security room are shut and locked, and you set that in place.
Okay.
You go ahead and also, for good measure, you disable both the interior and exterior security panels on those doors, or access panels. So no one can swipe in or out.
Okay.
Right. That'll do it for your main action. Did you want to move anywhere?
Um,
Anything else?
no.
You might
Okay.
want to
I
move back behind from like so that you're farther away from the security bots in this room.
so okay. All right. I guess I'm confused about well, sure. I'll move behind. Who can I move behind for safety? Would it be
A.
like moving behind Pete? Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, if you move behind either Pete or Bo, you could they could
Where are the
It'll-
security bots, though?
The one remaining security bot is over on the right. Don't worry about moving your token around on the unless you do want to. You can just go move it over next to Bo or Pete, whoever you're gonna stand beside.
I guess it's hard for me to follow stuff like this when we're not using the map.
Sorry. Okay, hold on. Let me do this.
I'm not
Boom.
trying
So there's that guy.
to be about it. It's just
So
I'm
bad
more
guy's on the. Yeah, he's over on the right side. So if you move to the left side of either one of them, you'll be staying.
there.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
And that last remaining bot, it seems to size things up as it's quickly moving towards you, and it angles towards Bo and takes a swing at him. Oh wait, actually, no, I'm not thinking. It is going to it's going to take a few steps towards him, pause, and then
Oh no.
whip a little pistol-sized doozy out of his pocket and well, from his hip holster, and fire off a shot at Bo. Oh, and it misses. Oh.
How sad.
Womp womp. That's so sad.
It seems surprised as Bo dodges its shot, and now it's to Pete.
Yeah, Pete's gonna move up to melee range and take stab for 800.
All right. Let's have it. Whew, that's a hit roll.
That's more like it.
Dang.
Nice. A solid 11.
That's a nat
So-
19. No wonder it was so high.
Yeah. And that will be. All right, that will be a serious blow to the security bot. Loses one entire arm and part of its chest to a powerful slice from Pete, but it is still standing.
Well, since it was a powerful blow, Pete would probably say something like, "Your mother was a donated toaster."
Ooh.
It sparks and shudders a little bit. Says, "How dare you?"
Sister go with the more sci-fi comedy. You know.
Zeke is up.
He's gonna try with his left hand this time to kablamo them with a thought laser.
Like steadies himself. He's like, okay. Wiggle his fingers, get him, make sure they're flexible.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Roll 1d20, right?
You could, or I was gonna say, on your character sheet, you can just click telekinetic armory arranged.
Oh, will it do that part too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Your character sheet's got it all. Oh, whoops, no, not down there. It's up under weapons. Scroll up a while.
Oh,
You got
yeah,
it.
there it is. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You just click that and it'll do the whole thing. All right. That
Yeehaw.
is in fact a hit. So this shot hits the security bot and crumples its chest, and it it starts to bend over and kind of shake oddly. And
Question.
Hmm?
This reads like it should apply my wisdom mod to it. Does
I believe it does. Yeah, it's calculated in there.
okay? I didn't see it on there, but you see it.
Yeah, if you edit and look in there, you'll be able to see, between those numbers. I think it may not represent anywhere specifically, but I think it has a spot for saying which attribute to apply to the weapon. So then
Oh, I
it
see
bakes
it
it
right
into the
there.
number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it as the light starts fading out of its eyes, it it barely manages to get its head up for its feet. It says, "Your mother runs on DOS," and then it collapses.
Oh
Wow.
my.
Can Zeke kick the robot one more time for good measure?
He can. He can run over there and give it a kick.
He doesn't run, but he'll go kick it.
All right. This is the end of that round of combat. That would bring us back up to Bo. I think I'm gonna say we can step out of turn order and combat rounds because there is not an immediate threat of any of the maintenance bots they're remaining pretty much inactive. A couple of them are moving, but they seem to just be trying to move out of the way and avoid the explosions and weapons fire. They're not moving towards even the smoking maintenance terminal.
Okay.
The the one that was going to try to interact with the terminal has approached, and it looks like it's sizing up the damage, but it's just kind of standing there. There seems clearly to be nothing that it can immediately do to make any difference. Yeah, that terminal is, you know, where the access screen and panel were, like, is just caved in, shattered. There's bits of glass all around the ground, and there is smoke. It looks like something inside might be just like burning a little bit, and there's little sparks flying off every little bit. That terminal is wrecked, but apparently, uh, your line shunt behind the terminal is still intact, and the maintenance bot hasn't noticed that, and it's going to be pretty trivial for you to manhandle this bot and get out of the way or do whatever you want to it.
Okay.
Cherry is watching the security room footage. She can check on it again and see that the security bots in there have figured out that the doors are not going to open, and they're doing nothing right now, but it seems like they're recalculating.
Can Eva be watching this over Cherry's shoulder, or is Cherry like sharing her tablet, her slab?
Sure.
Okay. Eva looks down in the direction of the security room. Um. Yeah, okay. So I'm holding on the explosive because there's still a lot of valuable stuff in there that would take a lot to repair if we wanted to keep this for ourselves. Mm, Bo and Pete, if we tried to release them in small groups, would it be safe for you to take them?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I'll take a couple hits. I think also, if possible, can Bo be dragging the bodies of the dead security bots and stacking them up?
Sure, stacking them up. Where?
He's trying to
He's just
recover.
around their position. He wants cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm figuring because it's a fairly. You said it was like a one-person size door ish there, like in from the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they've got a choke point at this door, he's hoping to get some cover. And
Are you saying he's not stacking it around the door, or is he?
no, he's stacking
Just
it near where they are to where he
Okay,
can
like
get
just on the
behind
floor.
it. Just
Okay.
a covered shooting position where he can fire at the door as they
Okay.
come in.
Let's see. Yeah, I would maybe give you partial cover. From you think it would take at least one shot before it uh, before it gave way. And you could get in. You could be preparing a shooting position. So that's what Bo's doing. What about the rest of you?
Well, Eva was gonna suggest the same. Everyone find cover.
Anybody going to do anything about that one maintenance bot that is over by the maintenance terminal?
I was going to add him to the cover pile.
I mean, Pete might just point at it and say, "Shut yourself down, or you'll get destroyed."
Can we just destroy it?
No.
No.
There is definitely mixed opinions among the crew, especially among the including the captain of the crew.
Well, I guess it is just old wrench turner. Yeah, if you'll go hide in your hidey hole, you can shut yourself down, or we can power you down.
It turns to look at Pete and then Bo, and it says complying with instructions, and it rolls over towards its little charging station.
From Eva. Aw, so cute.
No.
Oh,
Allow
how far are the...
it.
Had another idea. Let's see. Is there anyone free while Bo is stacking up his bodies?
You hear a
I mean,
low little
Pete's
tone.
free.
Not
I was
cute.
looking.
Oh yeah, he'll toss.
Well, that's
He'll
a
toss his 10-foot pole over to Pete and say, "See if you can jam them up so they can't decide to come out to play later."
Oh, the maintenance bots.
Yeah.
they're maintenance bots. They're not going to. They don't know what to do in a combat.
Oh, you say that. That one stung me pretty good back there.
I guess it knows how to use.
Did any of the maintenance bots actually?
Yeah, I got cattle prodded by the...
That was a security bot.
Oh, that one was a security bot?
Yeah.
I thought those are maintenance bots. Okay. Also,
Wow,
well,
Bo, not all robots look the same.
I don't want to wait around and find out. Besides, they got spanners and such. They could do some damage.
They're not going to. They're not programmed to.
How do you know what they're programmed to do?
This is a 10-foot pole. Isn't this thing supposed to be telescoping?
Yeah, it's a telescoping 10-foot pole, so it'll go from, I think, like 1 foot to 10 foot.
We don't have time for this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a little spot that he could put it just so it's just shorter, So like it's just at eye height for the incoming combat bots, so they have to duck it just to slow them that awkward second in the door.
That would be a good use of it, yeah.
Yeah, he'll set it right like that, just so it's like it's not bothersome
Just a
enough that they'll want to move it, but they have to duck it to get out.
low hanging shower rod.
The worst.
Exactly.
Okay, Cherry, you and me should get over there, and she's looking over at the cruiser landing gear. We'll take cover behind them, and Bo, Pete, and Zeke will destroy the bots. You'll release them one or two at a time.
Hey, Danielle.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's trying to think over that.
Yeah, you think the
Also, I
goobers
sent you some
understand
messages.
queuing?
Probably.
I think they understand that the door is bigger than them.
Yeah, please form an orderly line as you come to kill us.
And if the door crushes one of them, then that's safe.
Oh, that'll be dope. Do that.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see what we can do. All right. So in order to um do that, what do I need to do functionally?
Sorry to do what?
Well, okay, so what was the first recommendation?
Uh, Eva's basically asking if Cherry can open the door long enough for the security boss to be like, "Oh, we can go back to addressing this threat," and then close it before they can all get through. It is let as few as possible through.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay. By the way, you should check your messages on Discord.
All right, well, thanks. I will do that.
I sent you a couple while there was a lot of chatter going on. I didn't want to cut across.
By the way, you have already set the title for this episode, Ben, and I will tell it to you when we reach the faves. You are,
Oh,
of course,
good.
welcome to guess.
Yeah, I have my suspicion at the moment.
Okay, so Cherry, as they've been there, has been checking camera footage. And she does see that there seems to be a security bot in the showroom.
Oh, okay. Good catch.
So she is going to say, "Did you want me to release more than the one that's out there?"
Oh, where? Eva
And
looks,
she'll show her
goes
on
over
the.
and looks real quick. Mm, mm, no. Mm, Bo, is there an angle you can just snipe it from?
From the
I could knife
showroom?
it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. We got it down the hallway.
I mean, if he's down the hall, just gun him.
Yeah, I guess I have a decent little
Like a
little
buffer
stretch
kill.
where I can.
Unfortunately, not.
Oh,
This building is not laid
boo,
out so open and linearly.
boo this man.
Well,
We
that,
had to
So,
ask.
well,
yeah,
and I guess we can let him out first because he's just a one. Doesn't matter if he knows how to queue or not.
wasn't, so, okay, are the doors open through there, or did Cherry, like, close basically all the doors throughout the facility?
She just locked the ones going to the security room, which looks like the security bot is trying to get into the security room, and it's just now processing that like it can't get through the door,
Right.
and it's
So uh, the map here isn't like as you said linear, but is it in a position where Bo could set up and around some nook or some cranny at its and have visibility to its location for an execution attack?
no.
Okay.
And he's got a prepared firing position on the hallway door, so he could certainly be remain set up there, and then whenever it is, um, if it happens to walk past basically that doorway, then he could take a shot at it, in kind of rolling normal initiative.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just gotta lure him on in on his own. Let him be the first round bot to get picked off.
Does it look like the bot is doing that on its own?
Doing what on its own?
Coming within Bo's line of fire.
It is approaching the door from showroom to hallway. That won't have it immediately lined up, but
Do we
then
think
you
he's in
can.
shouting range?
If you opened the connecting doors, um, yeah, I suppose it's possible.
Yeah, open the doors, then Bo's gonna start yelling things.
Okay. So does Cherry want to open the hallway and showroom doors?
Yes.
Okay. They slide open, and the security bot hesitates as it was about to open the door to the hallway for itself. What sort of stuff is Bo shouting at it?
Yelling, "Hey, bolt bucket, come on in here. I heard you got a potato for a processor and a pea shooter for a pistol.
That's not nice.
Your mom was a Havarian sweatshop, and
Oh
your
my
dad was a poorly coated compad."
What does that even mean?
Oh man,
Very
Uh,
worried.
Pete's just allowing this kind of talk.
I think Pete's probably switched to his rifle too, and if he sees the bot kind of like move to peek in the door, like who's insulting me? He'll just shoot it in the face.
I heard when they
Mercy.
made you, they broke the mold out of shame.
All right, it will move into the hallway, but it's avoiding the door to the hangar for the moment. It sees the door is open and it's watching. It has its pistol at the ready.
Pete will glance at Bo and say, "You might have overdid it. I think it's just a civilian model."
Oh, you hear that? You're a civilian model. They wouldn't even spring for the good one. You're at the bargain bin behind the regular bargain bin.
Carrie is fake at this point.
in a in the monotone voice you have come to recognize from these guys, it'll respond in elevated volume. Your childish insults mean nothing to me,
Your mother.
you sack of meat. I will live long after your dying cells are decaying into worm food. Your life is meaningless.
Oh yeah, say that to my face, you oil sucking bolt walker.
Oil sucking bolt walker. Bo, do you want me to shut the door or are you going to do something?
No, I got like a whole list of slurs I can call him before he comes in.
Most people just go to therapy, Bo. Can you just wrap this up?
I was just getting started. Say, fine, I'm coming to you, stupid. He will hold his shear rifle in a hip fire position and start walking towards the door.
Okay. Let me see here for a moment. What would it do? What would it do? Saying, coming to you. Let's see.
I guess if he's got some time to walk over there, he'll say, I'm a threat to the property and personnel in this building. Watch out. I intend to do dangerous, violent actions if unimpeded by any outside force.
Too bad Bo
Gotcha.
didn't get extortion cannon.
Yeah, let's see. So, I'm thinking what it's gonna do, because it's capable of doing a risk assessment. They're not completely mindless,
Just
you know,
mostly mindless.
rush towards danger bots. Um, being too indecisive. It's gonna make a move away from the hallway,
Yeah, you're not allowed to
uh,
be decisive. That's my job tonight.
away from the hangar door.
That hallway is just a hallway, right?
It is, but he
And it's
opens.
that big, what is the size ish of that like big old room?
It's long, but I mean it's not like cavernous.
Okay.
He pretty quickly gets to the to another door to the employee housing, opens that, and slips through that doorway.
Before he opens it, can we have Cherry lock it?
Yeah, we do have camera access. If we're not doing combat rounds, we probably could.
Oh, yeah. Box him in for me.
Yeah.
I was about to suggest, can we just lock all the other exits except the hallway?
Cage match.
um. Hmm.
Like, it doesn't make sense that we wouldn't have, honestly.
I would take a Okay. I'd take maybe a mental saving throw to retcon that for Cherry.
Oh, great.
You mean retcon? You just kind of narrated right through it.
Well, I said it was going for another door. I mean,
Mental saving throw?
Yeah. No problem.
yeah, aced it anyway. So, all right. So it tries the door
My
and
word.
is denied. All right.
Let's
So
go.
it's it turns and it's back to the door and braces itself for a shot.
Alrighty.
Okay, so it's getting ready for me to walk in there.
Yeah.
Instead.
I'm trying to think how to do this because you both are aware the other is about to shoot at him.
Good old
Feels like a good old
guns
simultaneous.
afternoon.
Yeah.
We roll a shoot off.
Yeah. I think it'd be a one-on-one initiative
Yeah.
roll.
Oh, I was thinking the shoot skill. We'll both get there.
Oh?
Draw your pistols.
Shoot versus shoot to
Yeah.
determine who shot first.
That does sound neat, but you've got a leg up on initiative
Yeah.
there.
Well, shoot.
Don't worry, you'll get the
Okay,
chance to use your
yeah.
shoot skill too.
Time to initiative.
That's
Yeah, see,
higher
look
than
at
it can
you.
even roll.
Give me that attack roll with the sheer rifle.
Part of me thinks Bo steps in there just going, pop goes the weasel.
It
The ball
might.
just goes pop.
All right. That's that shears off a few pieces, but it is still standing.
Oh wow, he's a toughie.
And yeah, he's got. Let's see my. Oh, whoops! I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay. No modifier. Just a lucky hit. A glancing shot. But I think it hit that one nonetheless. So it grazes you with a laser pistol shot. Says, you won't get away with this. And it's back to Bo again.
Oh, I might be short.
Oh. Yeah, that's actually
Sadness.
narrowly a miss.
Do you have
Is that
Gunslinger?
nat one? Yeah, I do. So I guess it has an unmodified 1d4 plus 1, I think.
Oh, okay. Is that so nice?
For
Or no,
Guns-
sorry, an unmodified 1d4.
Gunslinger 2, yeah.
Yeah, roll that up for us.
Pew,
Okay.
pew.
Yeah, it shaves off another slice, but it's still on its feet.
Oh.
Takes a step towards him on slightly unsteady legs.
It will holler saying, do you need help in there, Bo?
Oh, I'm having a great time.
Oh shoot. Hey buddy, seems like you're
Like,
Chip.
you decaying bag of flesh. Humans are scum.
goodness.
I mean, Bo did start it, to be fair.
To be fair.
And
Did he?
Bo gets another try.
Oh, he totally did, yes.
Mhm.
I thought
Did
Pete
he
called someone
know
a toaster
it-
first.
Yeah.
Well, that was a different one, though.
Still.
Maybe Zeke
they all look the
started
same.
it. The whole rolling ball of insults.
You guys are just trying to deflect for him
Yeah, there you
so
go.
as to not let him die of embarrassment from his
Yeah.
failed blast.
I'll
So,
shoot again. Tell him, don't dish it if you can't take it, you rusted chop shop rush job.
Oh my word.
All right. The bot is
Scrap.
yeah, it is sliced and diced.
Alright. Back in the hangar watching that, Eva says, they're showing more tactical awareness than I thought they might. They probably won't just roll into the hangar 2 at a time, after all.
Well, you might be able to kite him with the doors like this one. Bo's busy using a Sharpie from his meta tool to write the only good robot on the husk.
Oh no!
We'll look at Zeke and say, well, if they're showing tactical awareness, can't you just take that other shaped charge from outside and like stick it over here next to the security door? And we just let them out. And when they're all getting ready to come in and ambush us, we just detonate it, like stick it on the ceiling or something, pointing down.
I got a grenade.
Can you do the door trap with it?
That's a good question, Ben.
Didn't they also have one of these
Mm-hmm.
like attached to them?
Yeah, the problem with that one is it's currently shaped, or at least I believe it's currently shaped. I don't know if them removing it would have unshaped it into just normal explosive matter, if it's even still explosive. I'm assuming it is, and I'm assuming it's shaped, and so it's like this narrow like line effect.
Yeah, unless they did something to try to like disarm it or diffuse it or whatever, then you'd expect it's still shaped. It's still armed and explosive.
Okay. Eva's concern with the reason that Eva hasn't already detonated it is because if we detonate it within while they're still in the security room, there are things that are valuable in there that we could potentially use that we could also destroy.
Yeah.
More valuable than your friends?
Well, no, she's definitely willing to destroy it to set it off if there's no other safe way to disable these bots.
I have an interjection. Bo hears
Not allowed.
the. Hmm?
I said
Oh,
not
not
allowed.
allowed.
Go ahead. What?
Bo hears the low thrum of the elevator in operation on
Oh,
the far end of the hallway, and the rest of you in the hangar would also hear that uh, across the hangar from the large elevator, to hangar door.
interesting.
So I should ask what Cherry is doing with her black slab at the moment. I know she was monitoring the stuff in the hallway, the showroom, the security room. She locked the door to keep that security bot from getting out of the hallway.
Right. Um, she'd be checking the security cameras, but
Okay, so you want to check the camera in the elevator?
yes,
She doesn't have to.
I feel like it's obvious that if I don't, I'm gonna deeply regret it. But okay.
You are going to deeply regret it if you don't check it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Um, all right, so uh, she checks the view in the elevator, which is a large. It's like a large freight elevator kind of thing, which you could have guessed by the size of the door um, leading into the hangar from it.
Hmm.
Um, and it is packed to the gills with heavily armored and armed military bots.
Shoot! Shoot!
Oh,
Shoot! Shoot! We have to go now.
Hmm. Okay. These are higher quality than the security bots we were fighting?
Yes,
Okay.
visibly and obviously so.
Obviously, we didn't subvert enough systems.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, how close is the elevator to reaching our floor, first of all?
Um, it would be I'm gonna say it's about what would it be? And maybe in rounds, just to kind of put it in terms of how many actions you've got time each to do. You've got about we've got time for about 3 actions. So
Okay.
18, 20 seconds, something like that.
All right. Eva. Unless somebody else wants to fire something off, Eva's got something to fire off. I feel like Eva's been firing off a lot, so I want to give somebody else an opportunity.
I feel like Pete will start with a. We should have brought Orion with us.
All right. Eva, just like mentally calculating, counting the seconds and how long everything takes, she looks over at Zeke. Zeke, go get the the demo charge outside. Put it right at the foot of the elevator.
I guess he'll collaborate with you on that. He's gonna do something fun.
Yeah, he's gonna make it go boom.
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, he could, you know, room for time for like 3 turns worth. So he could go out. He could go out there and grab um, the explosive, then teleport back over to the elevator door and plant the thing, and still have one turn to get away from it. Teleport himself away from it, unless perhaps you were wanting to teleport all of you somewhere. You could plan to be close enough to do that.
I mean, a shaped charge plus a grenade should be pretty effective.
Well, my thought here is wait until the door opens so that you get as much of the elevator interior as possible, and try to actually wreck the elevator so it just falls.
How fun.
Oh, I was thinking the door would become shrapnel into the elevator to rip them apart with. I don't think it would stop it at all.
Hmm. I'm
But
not sure.
that's the point.
But who knows how many more bots are down there, and if by some chance the elevator is their only way of getting up, then we have this floor to ourselves until they climb, I guess. But Eva didn't say all that, I don't think so. She's just saying go get that and plant it and blow up the bots when the door opens.
Okay. So we've got that going on. How's everybody else? What's everybody else doing? I haven't heard anything from Ethan about Bo.
Guess I was trying to do stock of any other preparatory stuff I could do. Um, hmm.
If Pete stands by the door, he gets an automatic attack on one, right?
What do you mean automatic attack on one?
It's kind of like the idea of the attack of opportunity. If they're trying to move past him, but he's at the door, they couldn't make it past without
Um,
triggering the first one triggering his attack
yes, though he's
at risk of the explosive.
yeah, you definitely can't be close enough to do that without being in the blast of the even if it's shaped. Uh, but you could be close enough to move into that space on your first opportunity after the thing goes off.
Makes sense. Okay.
Let's see. So
Could I use an action to rig nice like a grenade bouquet?
a
It's not
grenade bouquet.
I guess singular grenade, but yeah, just a trap over the hangar door if we're still gonna I figure it'd be posted up there.
Hmm. Um, I'm gonna
And
say that trying to stack a grenade explosion on top of a demolition charge explosion is
oh no, sorry, not on the elevator. So then saying if they are able to get out of the elevator and then proceed through the hangar door.
okay.
Oh
So
no, sorry, I guess the elevator goes immediately into the hangar.
yeah,
Scratch that.
exactly. You could try to rig something up in the door to the hallway if you wanted to. That could potentially be outside the blast of the blast area of the shaped charge. Um, but yeah, if you tried to,
I guess I'll hold on to the grenade. Then my other thing was having a meta tool handy. Is there any kind of paneling or something that Bo thinks he could like, I don't know, rip the rivets off of or something, quickly take it off of the wall in the hangar, or maybe even like pull a panel off of the cruiser, even if that
well, you could definitely take a wall panel off. What do you want to do with it?
I think just throw that over the bots then to fortify that
Oh,
previous shooting position.
um, I'm gonna say you don't really have time to uh, sturdy up that little couple of bots, and um, in fact, I guess I don't. So Bo doesn't really have this. With this time, I don't know if Eva or Cherry had anything that they were working on doing, but um, they do have the camera access to cameras and doors and stuff. Um, was there anything that did you guys want to take a closer look at these bots or look at any other cameras or do anything with any of the doors?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh,
You have any ideas, Danielle? Because I imagine Ben's not going to volunteer too much for us.
That's okay. She wants to take a closer look at these bots and see if she can figure out maybe planet of origin or things like that when she would ask Eva for her help.
Okay.
okay. Yeah, I would take either a no or perhaps fix check from either of you to identify more about these bots.
Hmm.
You asked for a no check. I already
Yes.
had it
All right,
clicked.
that's good enough for a no. Yeah, it's funny because like even though I frequently make the threshold for a no check higher than whatever other skill check, you still usually end up hitting it first try anyway. um, but yeah, so Eva, as she takes a few precious seconds to have Cherry zoom in and get a closer look at these bots that are uh, stacked up practically shoulder to shoulder in the elevator. Um, first of all, of which she's counting 20. Um,
That's a big elevator, man.
it's a freight elevator, baby.
Ah,
And there's room where there could have been more, perhaps. So you're not nothing conclusive, but the elevator is not like packed absolutely wall to wall. Um,
Is it going up or down?
it is coming up. So it is coming up from below to the level that you guys are on. And this so what he was able to tell about these bots, um, they they are definitely like they are wider and taller and more heavily plated than the security bots were. which the security bots, it looked like um, they're plating. I guess I think this is fair to do. You guys could have kind of abstracted this that their plating was, you know, I guess about as protective of their innards as your combat uniforms are of
Mm-hmm.
yours. Um, you know, abstracting away the technical difference in materials, whatever. These are definitely more thickly plated and armored, and they each are hefting a two-handed rifle that it is unfamiliar in design, but it looks like serious business. It is no laser pistol, and it is certainly not no laser rifle either.
So it looks
It's
like it
it looks
maybe
scarier than that.
has like burn marks as if it ejects plasma.
Hmm. That's a that's a very fine level of detail.
I'm that was mostly meta, and you don't have to answer that.
Yeah, I will say it does look like everything you can see. I'd say you could see this much in the bright kind of industrial lighting of the elevator and the quality of the camera footage. Uh, they look pristine.
Okay.
You actually you don't see any scorch or burn or scratch marks anywhere on any of them. Um,
Okay.
in fact, if you were pressed to describe them in a phrase, you might say "hot off the press."
Might also say heavy warbot.
Might also say we found a factory for them.
Yeah. I mean, all we can see from Ben's fog of war is Oriflor. I bet you there's a fact
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, true. Yeah, I didn't actually. So yeah, you'd be able to see. Well, so on the in the list of stuff Cherry has access to that she hasn't sifted through yet, factory floor would you would find factory floor probably after elevator.
It's a fact. Oriflor goes to the factory.
Oh yeah, and I can do this since this is obviously connected.
Okay. Um. So, yeah. I guess the other question I would have is, given the moon's gravity, would trying to blast the elevator so that it falls even work?
I wouldn't say that the moon's gravity is going to play a major is going to be a major factor there because it is. I think the way I described it before, it is like noticeably lighter gravity, but not like catastrophically lighter gravity.
Everything still
Um,
fall.
yes, everything still
Okay.
falls. Um, the I think Eva's greater concern would be whether or not the single demolition charge would be enough to dislodge the thing and make it drop
Okay.
because this thing is built like a you know it's built like a freight elevator. It's
Mm-hmm.
not dangling from a some single uh whatever like a bar like a a small personal elevator would be. This thing is um
What
it is well secured to multiple walls by who knows exactly what kinds of mechanisms. There is
Sounds
the
like
pre
it says time to
element.
leave.
Yeah.
So,
There's a pretty take on
question
what you don't know.
actually,
Hmm?
would Zeke feel like the floor of the elevator, like would the charge be able to break that?
Mm, that is hard to say. It does. It definitely seems plausible that it could breach the floor, but you don't know um, exactly how much damage it would do. The floor is, I mean, it's built to withstand the weight of uh, some pretty serious freight.
Like
But
the 20
going in the
robots.
other going in the other direction, right? It's already under a lot of stress too. I'm almost
Hmm.
wondering, Zeke can stick to walls and other things like that. He's basically a spider person. So I don't think it would be impossible for him to place the charge on the bottom of the elevator.
Oh. Hmm. Ooh, that's um. Hmm. Are
Fun.
you thinking like open the elevator door prematurely, like while the thing is still below you, and then try to teleport or like kinetically traverse underneath it?
Yeah, I guess that's true. He would have had to have seen the bottom of the elevator.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's uh you don't know this for sure, but you would be concerned that there may not actually be a gap large enough around the elevator, like around the edge of the elevator for you to see below it and teleport yourself below it. Um it is possible. Uh but you will use precious seconds. um I guess I say that. I mean, it won't take a lot of time to to have the elevator door opened ahead of time and look out over the edge. Um, so that's something you could do.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
Zeke might try and communicate that telepathically.
Okay, yeah, that would make it a lot quicker to have that conversation and get multiple people's feedback simultaneously. Basically, I like that.
So
Well,
you just see pictures in your mind of Zeke doing that while
well,
he's explaining, I want to try this.
well, Eva's feedback is that's risky.
And that does also rely on the charge getting through the bottom of the elevator and still packing enough of a punch to deal damage, or to basically damage it or breach it enough that they fall through.
Well, Eva's first response is that's risky, but she's immediately trying to figure out where a charge should be placed to achieve the effect he wants. So she looks like she's going into thoughtful mode while others respond.
Okay. Does anybody else have telepathic feedback? Sadly, unfortunately, besides Pete.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You
No
might have
good or
verbal
bad feelings.
feedback of can you talk with words more?
I
Because
imagine
he's hearing half
Cherry.
conversations.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to imagine Cherry's mental response of just like kind of stonewalling him. Just being like,
This
excuse you, what?
this is after hours.
Like, why are you invading my mind with, you know, harebrained plans of crawling underneath the elevator?
Eva will relay the plan to Pete, interspersed with her random thoughts on what she expects the gravity here is, what the elevator load probably is, what it's. She's trying to do the math, and I'm building towards her saying to Cherry, open the door for him, and Ben can either roll an assist check or some kind of check to help him place that charge so that it achieves the desired effect.
Give me a fix check.
All right.
Hmm.
Mm.
2 questions based on that. Is this a new scene? And I guess it's only one question. If it is a new scene, no, it's 2 questions. Do I need to re-roll it?
Yes and yes.
Okay, then we're gonna re-roll that. Okay.
Nice. So what Eva can, what she can math and puzzle out from, what she's seen of the elevator, and she's thinking about payload and, you know, the kind of structural integrity it would take to bear the kind of weight as she's, you know, processing what all this elevator is used for enough. She comes to the conclusion that the the demolition charge might be strong enough to breach the floor, but only barely. And it will most likely not have the desired effect of, like, opening it up and dropping them down, or, hitting all of them through the floor. Um, and
And still not enough to cause the elevator's function to cease.
that she's not so sure about, because she hasn't seen the bottom, and she just doesn't know exactly how this pre-tech elevator is functioning. If it's a mechanical thing that's hooked into the wall, which is what she would assume, just for this industrial, even with like grav cars and stuff, technology like that, most of the time heavy freight and stuff is still wheeled vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So she would, I think a 12 would get her the speculation that even in a pre-tech industrial situation, when you're dealing with the most industrial of applications, you're probably going more mechanical and like physical than anti-grav plates and little sensors or little repulsor things that might be
Okay.
easily blasted off or something.
And would a 13 get pretty much the same information?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
12 is the best she can do.
Okay.
It gets you the best information you can get on this.
Gotcha.
I feel like if Pete realizes we're about to coming up, his advice is, guys, we just need to go. Cut our losses before they kill us. Unless we think we could hack the cruiser fast enough to leave.
Cherry does have time for 3 actions.
Only 3.
And a pertinent detail is that ship plating is generally immune to small weapons fire, unless it is it takes like
Specific.
concentrated extended fire.
Mm-hmm.
So they could certainly do some damage to the cruiser, but it would definitely buy you some time. If you wanted to try to get inside, if you were able to get inside the cruiser, you would definitely buy yourself some time.
All right.
So maybe Pete will say, Bo, stack up the other bots with the charge as a decoy to slow them down. Let's all get in the cruiser and maybe try to steal it and get out of here. Otherwise, we gotta teleport out. I don't think we can fight off 20 warbots in seconds.
Eva concurs. Zeke, you can't bring the elevator down, and you can't break the floor with that charge. Sorry. Cherry, can you get us into that cruiser?
I can try. She's desperately trying to
Go,
figure out if
go,
she
go,
can do
go,
that.
go, go. Probably not helping, is it?
No,
Right.
it's not.
All right. So yeah, Cherry is I'll hand wave the few seconds that it's taken to kind of do some deciding and whatnot. And have Cherry begin. You guys are already pretty close to the cruiser anyway, so she can rush on over there and
We were using the standing gear for cover.
yes. Oh, there is the small matter of there whatchamacallits. Oh goodness, I'm completely blanking on the word for them.
Ben,
The discs, the line shunts, sorry.
I was gonna say if it's such a small matter, then it shouldn't matter, right?
You know that's not how people use that phrase. Um
You of all people know we discontinued
yes.
that.
I would say that you have Zeke still has we're kind of hand waving some of the overlapping or like chronological nature of some of these things. He's got enough bandwidth. He could teleport a line shunt up to one of the locations that it needed to be placed up on basically up on top of the kind of the bridge up alongside the bridge of the cruiser, which he's got line of sight to do. And I would take an exert check from either Bo or Pete. I guess maybe Bo was busy setting up the demolition charge that Zeke had collected. I think Pete could scale the rear part of the cruiser. And place the other one if he succeeded on an exert check.
Okay. Pete will take off at a run.
All right. Pete goes thundering across, and Zeke will.
Wow, that was low.
True. Fortunately, though, this is not too wild a surface to climb. It's got lots of ridges and curves and things to grip onto and brace against. So Pete gets just enough air to grab onto a nice decorative bit of plating that has made a little ledge for him to grab onto, and he hauls himself up to quickly scale several meters up in between the engine manifolds. I think that's the right term, but we're just gonna hand wave it, say that's what it is. Not think too hard about it. Let's see then. Oh, also, by the way, you do still for the moment have control of doors. So I will say that if you lock that if you lock that elevator door, you could buy yourself uh, a few more moments,
She will do
depending
that.
on exactly what the robot response to the door not opening is. So Cherry is going madly tapping and swiping on her black slab, basically multitasking with the thing, gearing up for her hacks as the line shunts are put in place by Zeke and Pete, and Bo is quickly cobbling together the booby trapped uh, little pile of dead bots, and Cherry, I'm going to need your first roll. Let's see. This is going to be, of course, a hack check. This is your preparation. I think the first one was just to subvert the doors of the cruiser. Go ahead.
Okay. So a hack check, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay, that'll do it.
Nice.
That was a difficulty 13 check, and but you have now got control of the cruiser airlocks and doors, and you can open this sucker up.
Okay.
Okay.
That at least gets us in so that we're in safety, and if we can't manage to hack the rest of it, we can just teleport out.
That's true. So as you open the cruiser airlock, which this let's see, I'm trying to think how to describe this well, because this ship is on a scale like a totally other scale from the Swallowtail. My little diagram of the facility so far is nothing even remotely close to scale. Um, this hangar is massive and is mostly dominated by the cruiser, and its dozen or so landing gear, uh, basically serving as pillars throughout the chamber. But so what your access that you've got, this crew access point here is, it's basically it's just a little ramp that has folded down out of the bottom of the cruiser, and it's going to let you up into kind of an angled airlock door that can open and put you up in more or less the center of the ship,
Mm.
and there is ship galore to navigate. But so you all can even this ramp, it's wide enough for two people side by side. Same for the airlock door. And so as the ramp comes down to rest on the hangar floor, and the airlock door above starts to open, you can all quickly hurry your way up the ramp. As you you start hearing you hear a couple of thuds of metal on metal against the elevator door, and then you start to hear the mass discharge of weapons.
Hmm.
Um,
Ouch.
and yeah, Dex, your guess was not far off. The weapons discharge does seem similar to plasma weaponry that you've seen fired, though a different color, and um, it it has just a bit of a different sound, but seems like it's very similar technology.
Okay.
And as you're all hurrying up the ramp and entering the door, whoever might glance back or look through uh, the view on Cherry's tablet would see that there is they are definitely melting a hole through that elevator door.
Okay. Did Zeke in all of this get a chance to plant the charge at the foot of the door originally planned?
I believe we
Yeah.
offloaded that to Bo, but yes.
Okay, it got planted.
Yes, it did
Okay.
get planted. You guys, there was quite an impressive, actually, kind of dance of handing off equipment and responsibilities and switching up plans and actions, on the fly with very short time. And in a flurry of Eva's rattling off instructions and Zeke flooding everybody's minds with telepathic discussion and images, made for a very chaotic but somehow still all lined up, and got you guys up into the cruiser, and the airlock spirals shut behind you, and the ramp is retracted with a thud against the hull, and you all have a moment to catch your breath as we fade to black for the session.
Oh man.
Eva is grinning.
So yeah, that'll be that. Um, let's see. Where is my channel stuff over here? That's going to be an XP for the session, bringing us all to 68.
So close to
And
no 4. And other stuff.
no, oh,
It's stab
no.
4.
Yes. It is rapidly approaching. Let's go ahead and grab some faves. I will go ahead and state my guess as to the title of the session. I guess I'm not going to venture so far as to try to guess it word for word, but I'm guessing it has something to do with not cute.
It did.
Yes. Score, baby.
There's a little bit more to it. It will be titled Tsundere Bot is not cute. And Eva wants it. That's not going to be the title, but Eva does want
it. She's gonna be muttering to Zeke. She's like, "You think that door will hold out for a few more seconds?" She's like, "Could you just just real quick?" That is great. I love that title, and I was pretty proud of slipping that in while while other people were talking too. Oh boy, let's see. My favorite. Um, let's see. Okay, yeah. The I don't know. Yeah, I guess I would call it maybe the man versus machine slur slinging competition. Um, that definitely would take the cake for me this session. Uh, had some fun. I didn't sadly have quite as many. Of course, um, you know, unfortunately for the I guess for the fairness of the competition, these bots haven't seemingly been stewing on anti-human, you know, slurs and insults and jokes or whatever for the majority of their lives. But they tried. They put
Little
in a
college
valiant
try.
a valiant effort with what they had. Most of their processing is dedicated to more practical matters, unfortunately. So Bo has a journey ahead of him to find the verbal match to his to his insult and wit. Um, all right, let's go to Danielle.
I'm gonna give it to not cute. I really liked your robot voice.
Thanks.
Mm.
I did enjoy trying to play several different robots tonight. Um, Thanks.
Not cute. Um, there was a lot to enjoy in this session. The my other fave that I'm going to call out specifically was the moment that all the characters gave to Eva to uh, basically built out a plan as the initial set of security robots were advancing upon us.
Yeah, that was cool. Just calling the shots in the heat of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that would be my second favorite.
Um, then that brings us to Ethan, who is muted at the moment. Oh, there you are.
Oh, sorry, yeah, muted. I'd say getting to shoot some bots without hesitation. That was
Yeah, that is Bo's dream, and apparently Ethan's too. Robert.
sometimes they come true.
I'll spread it around a little bit. In the infeasible Spider Zeke plan, I liked that.
That
That would have been
was
amazing
good.
if it wasn't structurally impossible to blow the bottom of that out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Don't we have two charges?
you
Yeah, but the
did.
other one is inaccessible is our problem.
Yeah, the other one is who knows where. I'll say there's
and
only one way to find out.
my other fave would probably be um probably the first combat in a very long time, if not the first real combat all season.
Yeah.
That's
It was
true.
the car chase, but that was it.
um, yeah, I guess I'll say, uh, let's say the first one in a long time. I think the the car chase one was pretty real. It was at least very fun.
Oh, it
don't know
was
if-
fun.
It may not have been the most challenging combat that I've ever created, but
I mean, but
it was
if
a
you
lot.
also look at our session count this season and
Yeah, it's been very light on
two
combats.
fights in like 42, 40 plus episodes.
That's pretty sparse. You guys have
It's
been
sparse for us for sure.
You guys have just been avoiding all my danger. All this Oracle nonsense and
Mhm.
playing it safe and
Hey,
being
Mhm.
smart.
we fought the
Bleh.
snakes.
That's
Mhm.
true. We fought snakes.
Yeah, and
That was more of an interactive trap in my book, but okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
man,
But anyway, that's my second fave is the first fight in a while.
Robert slicing and dicing those hairs, even finer than the bots.
It's what I do.
True. Avery, what about you?
Yo, mama.
What was it? Your mama was a returned toaster?
Yeah.
Yo, mama runs on DOS.
Yeah, that was good.
Thanks. I did feel like a deep reaching historical burn was fitting for a pre-tech bot. I did briefly have the thought to wonder, like, would Bo know what that is, or is he gonna have to go look that up later, or ask Eva, or would Eva know what DOS is?
Of course, Eva knows what DOS is.
I'm
It's
sure.
useless knowledge.
True. From the past so ancient that it passes, the golden age and wraps all the way back into like primitive ancient stuff. All over. I was trying to think of a good second one, because there were, like somebody said, there were so many good things to enjoy this session. I think, oh man, I think just I have to give it to taking control of the facility, because you guys managed to get off another hack to get the cameras. You stopped the maintenance bots from quickly overriding your hacks, and then of course getting into the cruiser, but then using the doors multiple times to control access to you. I liked that.
Nice.
It's the kind of in similar vein to the first combat in a long time. It's the first time in quite a while that hacking has played such a big role in what you guys do. So it's cool getting to see Cherry shine in that a
That's
bit.
true.
Shine is strong, but yes, it was.
Yeah,
Right.
there are bumps in the road sometimes, but it's all good. All right, I think that does it. I think we can post those and call it a wrap.
All right, ending stream.